So recently I got this, well, it's quite overdue to respond, but I thought instead of giving just a comment reply, it's better to show how to do it properly. This was actually a video that I uploaded, and it basically got out of my notice that there hasn't been any uh, depiction of what the select by attributes icon pop-up window looks like and how to insert these new expression and clause, right? So I'm going to show you that one more time. And thank you, Avik Mondol, for bringing it to my notice. So if you have a land use land cover layer, then what you can do is first convert it to a polygon layer. You can just type in raster to polygon, and from here you can polygonize. But keep in mind that you do not simplify the polygons, neither do you create multi-part. So both of these checkboxes needs to be unchecked. No tick mark. Now that you have a polygon layer, we first need to render color to understand which polygon depicts which class. I'm going to render unique values and here grid code. The grid code is basically the class ID. For example, this is a small section of my land use land cover where these yellow lines are rows and all other things are other adjoining land use land cover classes. But throughout this particular line will have a ID of 6, for example, in my case, right? So this particular line won't be changing its grid code. Grid code means class. So accordingly, do we need to provide the field here. When we input our raster, it should have, for example, this is our LULC. So in value, it should be the like the field of value gets converted to grid code when we do the polygonization. Now, once we have polygonized and have rendered the symbology according to unique values, we just need to select by attributes. Here, there are tons of ways to do. For example, for the entire LULC, you just want to select, this should come after vigorous observation that particularly the grid code ID of say 5 has come wrong in the entire classified LULC image. So for that, you can do with a new selection. Where you just click the select by attribute icon. This window, pop-up window opens. The new selection is a default selection type, and you just enter the clause, then apply. You would see only and only the grid code 5 is selected. You can also play around with greater than, less than, these kind of things, right? Or equals to. See, this is the equals to um, 5 number grid code. It is 5 number class. So this is only highlighted in the entire LUs. Now, one thing also we can do when we see this particular batch of subset of LULC, we observe that these small bits of classes has been misclassified. So, mind you, I'm also aware of what is the grid code ID of these LULC classes. So what will I do is once I select using lasso, it is a free form. way of selecting. See, freehand shape around them. And then select the select by attributes. Here, we have already made a selection. From there, we will just select a subset of our current selection. And even from that subset, I want to only focus on the grid codes which are, for example, greater than 5 within the lasso selection that I've made. Okay? So it will select only and only those. Okay, let me do less than. Okay, let's let it not. So see, within the selection that I've made, I've created a subset. And in that subset, I want to select only those polygons which are having the class of 8 or grid code of 8. So only those are selected. Now, since I know that these are misclassified polygons from LULC, because I've checked in with the base, that is the, you can do a field visit, which is a much more appropriate way, or you can look into the Google Earth as well. There, you can check whether these are misclassified or correct to the ground data. If you have misclassified, you will go to, after these selections and stuff, attributes, right? If you have ton of corrections to make regarding misclassified polygons, you need not to close this bar, because time and time again you have to be opening this and writing the clause. So I'm giving you a shortcut. So while doing this, 5 of our polygons got selected, which is depicted here. First one is selected by default. So for selecting the entire batch, what we need to do is shift and the last. So all of them get selected. Then we just change. We know that these classes or these polygons should have been class 10. For example, class 10 can be your residential plots, uh, urban greens, whatever. And since it is auto apply, you need not to click anywhere anything more. This will do the work, right? So you can see the change of color, because all these polygons which were misclassified as 8 is now being changed to 10. So this is how you can do the reclassification or recoding of land use land cover.